Hey guys, it's Emma here. One of my favourite things about cruising and blogging and all of this stuff is the friends that I've managed to make from around the world. One of those is called Jim. I became aware of Jim when he made a video about how much he did not like the MSC Seaside, considering I was on the MSC Meraviglia over Christmas and I loved it. I just had to have a conversation with him and that's where this started. We had a good conversation, we decided to record it, and it turned into the Q&A video which I'm going to show you now. So please keep watching, and if you like it, subscribe to me and subscribe to Jim.
I want to introduce my YouTube audience to my new friend, Emma.
And I want to introduce my audience to my friend, Jim Zim.
Emma caught my attention with a series of YouTube videos that she's done about cruising.
And Jim caught my attention with a series of videos about cruise ship water slides.
Emma has a Facebook page and also a great website about cruising. Cruising isn't just for old people.
And Jim has a website, which is jimzim.net.
So Emma, can I let everybody in on your little joke?
Which joke would that be?
About your accent. You see, this is a character that Emma plays on the internet. She's actually from Houston, and when she's not in character, she speaks with a Texas accent. But when she's on a YouTube video, she plays this character, Emma, a British girl.
I don't think anyone's going to believe that, Jim. I wish I could do accents as well.
She's still in character. It really is a great fake accent, Emma.
I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you, but that's fine by me. Should we talk about cruising?
Yeah, I think we probably should.
So how did you find my YouTube channel?
Well, after I posted a video about the MSC Seaside, YouTube started recommending MSC videos to me every time I watched a YouTube video, and they recommended your video about the MSC Meraviglia.
I love the MSC Meraviglia, and your Seaside video was very interesting to me because we had completely different experiences despite being on the same cruise line and similar ships.
You know, I had a better time on the MSC Seaside than maybe my video made it sound. There were some really good parts about the MSC Seaside, but what really disappointed me was that they had built it up here in the United States as it was going to be the first MSC cruise ship to appeal to Americans. They even gave it the first English name that they've ever used for a MSC cruise ship.
Yeah, it took me a while to pronounce Meraviglia, and I don't think you can say it without an Italian accent, like Meraviglia. But would you have enjoyed it if they hadn't have built it up to be something else? Like, as it was, did you enjoy it?
No, if I had known exactly what it was, I probably wouldn't have gone on that ship, because I am an American with American tastes in entertainment and food. And if I had realized that it was really catering more towards the Europeans, then I probably just never would have booked that cruise. And my real disappointment was that they had built it up to be something that it wasn't.
I think I'd like to see some of that, because MSC really don't advertise here much at all, but we know it's an Italian cruise line and things are in 8 different languages and we expect Italian food and things. So I'd like to see what they tried to sell you.
Well, they kept saying that it was the first MSC ship that was designed specifically for the North American market. And then they did interviews with Cruise Critic and other travel press, indicating that they had hoped that they would get 80% of the passengers on board to be from the United States. And their chairman made this big speech at the dedication ceremony saying that they understood what Americans wanted and that, they were going to deliver it. And it just really didn't strike me that way when I was on board.
So what is it that you would want as an American to change on the MSC Seaside?
Well, the big thing was the opera that they had at night and the songs sung in Italian at the shows. And, the fact that all the singers were from Italy, they sang American songs with an Italian accent. There's an old favorite Barbara Streisand song of mine, All I Ask for You. And they launched into All I Ask for You. And it was done in the style of an opera performance with a thick Italian accent. And it was just, for me, it was a face plant. It's like, way to go, ruin one of my favorite songs.
That's really strange because I didn't see a single opera song on board the Meraviglia and we were doing a Mediterranean cruise. They did sing Jingle Bells in quite a strong Italian accent, and I'm not convinced that man could speak English, but he was just making the right noises at the right time, which it was entertaining, and it is entertainment, so I kind of expected that when I went on this cruise. I knew MSC were a bit like that, but...
So you didn't see any opera performances at all when you were on board?
I saw a lot of strange performances, but I don't think we had any opera. I cruised over Christmas, so we had a Christmas show on Christmas Eve. We had a show about where all these dancers were dressed as dogs and they were just running around pretending to be like ruff, 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 which was, I mean, entertaining, but I just couldn't stop laughing the whole way through, and everyone was taking it really seriously. We saw a magic show. No opera anywhere. I didn't see any around the ship. I didn't really see that much music around the ship at all.
That was a disappointment for me too, is that there wasn't a lot of music around the ship. I'm used to on cruise ships, you know, when you get out of a show, then you come out and you go over to some lounge somewhere and there'll be a band playing and there'll be dancing and fun. And there just wasn't a whole lot of that. So that was a little bit disappointing.
I thought that about Royal Caribbean though, because I've mostly been on NCL and I went on the Independence this year. And there wasn't as much going on around the ship, because normally I'd like to just go for a wander. I have an inside cabin, so I don't spend any time there. And I expect to just bump into something happening somewhere, but on Royal Caribbean I didn't really feel that much, and I wanted to, so...
Now, I'm curious because we've both been on Independence of the Seas. I think it's the one ship that we share in common. How did the food strike you?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
I liked it a lot too. I thought it was one of the best buffets that I've seen on a cruise ship. And overall, I had a surprisingly good time on Independence of the Seas. I had low expectations for that ship because it's kind of an older Royal Caribbean ship. But to me, it totally delivered, and I wouldn't hesitate to go on Independence of the Seas or her sisters again.
No, I did like it. The only thing that I didn't like about the buffet was that it closed at, I think, 9 in the evening. And I normally like to go to the theatre and come out and have another meal before bed. So that kind of annoyed me a little bit. But the food there was very good. And if my only complaint is that I couldn't get to the food all the time, I think that's pretty good, yeah. Did you try the Flow Rider?
I think I'm a little too old for the Flow Rider. I saw your video on the Flow Rider, and you maintained your dignity, and you did quite well, and I was very proud of you.
I was so proud of myself. When you're stood at the top, you don't realise how steep it is, and that water's about 30 miles an hour or something, they said. It doesn't look it when you're just looking from the bottom, but from the top, oh, it's terrifying. But I had one go, and I didn't fall off, and I thought, that's it, me done. I'm never going back on that again. I don't need to. I've done it. Oh, fine.
And do you like to go on water slides on any of the ships that you've been on? Or have they even had water slides? Yeah,
so I've been on the Breakaway and the Getaway, and I saw your videos of the drop slide, but I didn't do that one. I was too scared. I wish I did, and I probably would now, because that would make a great video, but at the time...
I really love those vertical drop slides that they have on the Getaway and Breakaway and the Escape, and they'll have on the new Norwegian Bliss that I'm going on in a couple of months. It's just a lot of fun. You know, I'm 60 years old. I'm not really your typical water slide customer, but it's just a good thrill.
I like on the Norwegian Epic they have a big slide on the back that's like a, I don't know how to say it other than it's like a toilet and you fall through the middle.
It's like a toilet bowl, yeah.
I really like that one. That was really fun. When I did that was a Christmas cruise as well, so it was freezing. I think it was just me and my brother just going up and down and round and round, and there were no queues, and that was brilliant.
Yeah, you know, you get cold in the wind when you get off a water slide and then you have to climb up the steps to get to the top. And that's what I found really interesting about the dry slide that's on the newest Royal Caribbean ships, is they have a slide that's not a water slide. And when you get off of it, you know, you're all dry and you're fully dressed, and it's even nicer than a water slide, I thought.
Just carry on with your day. You don't have to do anything. That sounds really good. I'd like that.
Yeah, maybe you should try that sometime.
I will definitely try that. So I only tried Royal Caribbean this year, and I was really going to compare them to NCL, because NCL I cruised on NCL when I was 11, and I've been on 9 NCL cruises now. So everything else I do is compared to NCL, and Royal Caribbean and NCL were pretty similar to me. I couldn't really find that many differences.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize you had been on that many Norwegian cruises. I actually consider, even though I've done more Carnival cruises than any other cruise line, I consider NCL to be my cruise line of choice now. I really think that it's the best fit for me because I like to be really casual on a cruise, and this black shirt is about the most formal thing that I take with me on a cruise. And if I can stay in shorts and flip-flops for the entire cruise, I'm happy. That's a good vacation for me.
Yeah, me too. I think dressing up is a bit too much like work. I do try and avoid the dress codes, but I did do a Cunard cruise last year, which was quite an experience.
Tell us about that.
I really liked it, and it was one of the most relaxing cruises I've ever been on because there wasn't really that much going on the ship, and by about 10 p.m, no one anywhere to be seen. You could sit in a bar for about 20 minutes and no one would come in. It was really strange. But if you want to just relax and hang out on the pool, and you don't have to fight for a chair because it's so quiet. So I enjoyed it from that sense, but it was very different to what I'm used to. And the dress code is very strict. Very strict.
Give us some details about the dress code, because my understanding is that, you know, it would just never work for me to be there because the shorts and the flip-flops, it's just not going to fly on Cunard, right?
No way. Not even slightly. You cannot take off your jacket at dinner or your bow tie.
So tell me about your future cruises. What's coming up for you?
So I'm doing Singapore to Tokyo in 31 days on board the Golden Princess, and I've never cruised with Princess, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I've never been to Japan or Vietnam or any of the places I'm going to, so I'm really looking forward to that one.
Besides that Princess cruise, what else have you got?
There's so many I want to do. I really want to do one of the Norwegian ones up where it's all pretty. I want to try P&O because I feel like as a British cruise blogger and vlogger, P&O, I should know them, and I don't know them. And I really want to try Carnival. I think I'd like them.
I think you would like Carnival too. It's a whole lot of fun. And I don't know, do you like comedy? I mean, does the idea of seeing a show by a stand-up comic, does that sound fun to you?
Yeah, it does. I think there's sometimes a bit of a gap between British and American comedy. So
tell us about the award that you recently won.
Okay, so in the UK we have a magazine called World of Cruising, and they have an award ceremony every year which celebrates cruising excellence, and I won the category of favourite cruise blogger, and I got this amazing trophy.
There it is.
So good. I'm going to keep this for the rest of my life. I'm never letting it out of my sight.
I actually have an award too. I'm an award-winning cruiser just like you. They give these things out on Carnival if you win a trivia contest or something like that. So it's not as prestigious as yours, but we are both award-winning cruisers.
Yay, that's nice. I like that one.
So Emma, how many subscribers do you have to your YouTube channel?
I have 334.
So you're caught in that space where YouTube isn't sharing any revenue with you right now.
No, YouTube does not appreciate me at all.
Yeah, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers before YouTube starts cutting you in on some of the ad revenue that they make. So maybe, you know, the goal today can be some of my subscribers can check out your channel and maybe subscribe to your channel. If we can get you to be over 1,000 subscribers, then this whole YouTube thing will be a money-making deal for you. That'll be better.
That will be absolutely amazing, and I will spend it on cruise line drinks packages and excursions and all things cruising. So then I'll have more content to bring you, and it'll all just get better. So please do subscribe.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope this is not the last time that we talk, and maybe we'll meet up on a cruise ship sometime.
That would be really cool. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to Jim. I'll leave all his details in the description. And please subscribe to me too. I would really appreciate it. I think that's it from me this time. So until next time, goodbye.